Hey everybody, this is Corey on the street. I'm in the heart of Kyiv, and today I'm reporting on a big update. The United States has reportedly stopped its aid to Ukraine, thus pressuring Ukraine to stop fighting against Moscow's invasion. This decision has profound implications for Ukraine's security and the lives of all these people that are living here, including me. On March 3rd, 2025, unnamed White House officials told Western media outlets that Donald Trump has halted military aid to Ukraine. This pause affects hundreds of millions of dollars in weaponry on the way to help Ukraine defend itself, including those still in transit in Poland. The decision follows a tense, from what I watched, it was an insane meeting between President Trump and President Zelensky in the Oval Office, where Trump accused Zelensky of being ungrateful for US support and also saying that he is not ready for peace with Russia.
You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment. And your men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks. Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
Well, Vice President JD Vance seemed to question Russia's Bucha massacre near Kyiv, calling it a propaganda tour. Can you believe that?
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
The suspension of aid could weaken Ukraine's ability to defend itself against Russian forces. The military aid from the US has been a crucial component of Ukraine's defense since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. Trump has repeatedly said that Ukraine needs to pursue peace. Zelensky said he wants the same thing, but with security guarantees. But so far, to Kyiv's frustration, the US hasn't offered any concrete guarantees. Now, with the suspension of the military aid, the situation has only become more difficult for Ukraine. To understand how these events are perceived locally, let's chat with some locals in Kyiv and see what they think. What do you think will happen if there's no more US military aid to Ukraine?
I think our president will cooperate with other countries.
Do you think that Ukraine can win this war with only European aid and not US aid?
I don't know. I hope so, but I think it would be hard. But I think that everything can change because the president of the United States is very unpredictable, and I think everything can change anytime.
In your mind, what is the idea, or what is your idea on how Ukraine can achieve peace?
It's not about us or our people. We was first, but I think Russia never stopped. That is why we need to have some agreements for future and understanding what we can do with in other countries.
If you can send a message to the US leadership, what would it be?
Russia is a terrorist state. We need to understand that it's the big enemy of civilization and humanity. We need to understand that Russia is aggressive country who really never stopped, I think.
So the US announced recently that they may stop military aid to Ukraine. How do you feel about this?
Ukrainians feel upset for this situation in the White House, and we are feeling like we were betrayed, and I think we need to work together to stop all these crimes and deaths.
If you had a message to send to the US leadership, what would it be?
I would say we must stay together. We must stay together to defend democracy in the world.
So if the U.S. stops military aid to Ukraine, do you think that if Europe supplies more military aid, that Ukraine can win or defend itself?
I hope that the Europe will help us in this war, because only with their help we can succeed.
If you were able to send one message to the European leadership, what message would you send?
Just believe in us. Keep believing in us. Yes, that's it.
The U.S. decision has alarmed Ukraine's allies. Britain and France are talking about a one-month ceasefire that would cover air, sea, and energy infrastructure. Zelensky reiterated his desire to end the war quickly, but emphasized that lasting peace requires strong security guarantees. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, like Zelensky, has pointed to past Russian aggression, including the annexation of Crimea in 2014 and the Moscow-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine, as evidence that a peace deal cannot solely rely on trusting the Russians to do what they say. Ukraine stands at a critical juncture. The suspension of U.S. military aid means that all you see here, the streets, the beautiful buildings, and even the people, can be under threat from Russian aerial attacks once again. Thanks for joining us on the beautiful streets of Kyiv. Stay connected with Kyiv Post for more updates on this evolving story. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Until next time, do побачення.